Hello everyone, welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more exciting true crime content. Today, we look at a thug who stabbed a doorman and tried to have his 20-year sentence reduced, claiming the judge who sent him down failed to take account of the COVID-19 pandemic conditions in prison. But Patrick Wilson's arguments found little favour with judges at the Court of Appeal, who noted that he'd been jailed for attempted murder almost a year before the coronavirus crisis struck. Mr. Wilson tried to kill Mark Brady simply because the doorman refused him entry to the Liverpool city centre bar, the Ruby Blues, over concerns that he was too drunk. He raised his fists, bounced on his feet and tried to get the doorman to fight him, but the argument fizzled out, and after spitting towards the victim, he disappeared into a nearby Wetherspoons. Mr. Wilson then walked a 2.5 mile round trip back home and into town to arm himself with 3 knives on the evening of August 31st, 2018. Around an hour after the first altercation at around 11 PM, Mr. Brady was eating a McDonald's meal outside the Ruby Blues when he felt what he thought was a punch to the left side of his chest. It was Wilson clutching a knife who had attacked him from behind, then bragged, "I told you I'd come back." The bouncer, who suffered a 2cm stab wound through his left nipple, was heard to shout, "He stabbed me." CCTV footage showed Mr. Wilson had tried to stab the victim's chest cavity and heart area, which was narrowly missed after the bouncer moved slightly. Another doorman tailed Mr. Wilson, who was overheard saying, "Where are you? I've just done it," into his mobile phone and detained the knife. Nearby, the knife he'd used to carry out the stabbing was discovered, whilst 2 other knives were found stashed in his waistband. The victim described how he left his job and was suffering from anxiety, depression and possible post-traumatic distress disorder. Mr. Wilson, then 60 and of Portland Gardens, Vauxhall, pleaded guilty to attempted murder and possession of offensive weapons. The career crook who drank 9 pints before the attack had an eye-watering 95 previous convictions on his criminal record for almost 233 offences. In April 2019, he was jailed for 16 years with an extended 4 years on licence after Judge Brian Cummings QC found he was a dangerous offender at Liverpool Crown Court. This means he'll have to serve at least 2/3 of the 16 years behind bars, 10 years and 8 months before he can reapply for parole. When his case came before the Court of Appeal, he had already been refused permission by a single judge to appeal his sentence, but Mr. Wilson took that refusal to a full panel of 3 justices. In an application he'd written himself, Mr. Wilson claimed the inquiry inflicted. He said the finding of dangerousness was justified on the evidence before the court. As the single judge pointed out, the applicant was sentenced before the pandemic took hold. The sentence makes adequate allowance for the applicant's age and health problems, and is not manifestly excessive. Refusing him permission to appeal the sentence, Sir Roderick Evidence concluded, there is no merit in any of the applicant's complaints. Speaking after Mr. Wilson was jailed in 2019, Detective Inspector Debbie Tipton of Merseyside Police said, "This was a totally unprovoked attack by Mr. Wilson on a man who was simply doing his job. Thankfully, the man was not seriously hurt and has been able to make a full recovery. There is never any excuse to carry a knife on a night out. It is only by sheer good luck that we were not dealing with a murder this time." What do you think about Mr. Wilson's attempted appeal due to the pandemic conditions in prison?
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and a share, and leave any thoughts or suggestions you have in the comments section. We love to read through them all. And if you're new but enjoy UK true crime content, then subscribe to see when our newest video releases. And as always, stay safe.